All right, CSS battle time, and we have it's almost like a plane, but kind of like a fire hydrant. I don't know. It's a weird shape. That don't look fun. All right, we have. There's a similarity in border radius at least. The top two would be the same, but we have this gap here. See, I want to make this cross piece one shape and then come over it with this thing. And border would make sense, except we don't want a border here. But maybe this side's a transparent border. Bottom is its own thickness and border. And then we have this one. So maybe we just need a border left and a border bottom. And it'll taper out to nothing up here, but it would be invisible. But if I'm doing a border, box shadow would be easier. Because I also have to, if I'm doing borders, doing this outer color and then an inner one, a lot of times I like box shadow for that rather than stacking things. All right, let's start with just this background. Let's start with simple, I'll work from there. So we have our background, and then let's select the body. I wonder if I can just make it with borders and then adjust them. And then that's how I would, yeah, no, that ain't gonna work. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what'll work. Let's just get something down. I really can't spend very long on this. I have a lot to get done. All right, let's throw in the border radius first. Radius. We're gonna do 1 inch, 1 inch, and then 0, 0. Let's margin it into place. All right, we're almost there. Let's see, 125. It does look centered at least. 100 is too much. 80, 70. All right, so 125 by 70 on the margins. We have that shape. So let's throw in a paragraph tag. And we'll see if we can consolidate it later. All right, so this, if we do like negative, oh, we need to put in margin first and then go like negative 50 and 0, more like 50. What are we seeing? We're just seeing overflow. That's what we're seeing. All right, let's throw in a period. We're still seeing overflow. Wonder why. Oh, you know what? Now let's see. Paragraph tag, we have to give it. Okay. So height of 100, it expands it down like that. All right, so our period's doing nothing here for margin collapse. So let's go maybe 100. Okay, and then 50. Okay, getting a little bit something. 100 doesn't move it up proper like. Okay. That doesn't move it up either. Okay, so we're getting overflow on this paragraph tag, which is very irritating. Do hate having to fight with margin collapse and overflow and all that. I mean it's just web dev. Anywhere else this wouldn't be happening. And I wouldn't have a problem. All right, so let's go to 20. The 122? Nope. 118. Alright, our body is still too big. I could put an actual height on the body and that would lock it into place. There, like that. Okay. And we have our roughed in shapes. At least I have that. I can figure something out later. Let's go border bottom. Let's go 40 pixels solid. Okay. That won't work because it's only going to be right at the bottom, won't be the sides. Cool. I'm glad I just went for it because it makes me rethink how I'm looking at this. Okay. All right. I'm completely baffled now because I can't use a border. If I do a box shadow and expand it, I guess I can expand it, shift it down, and then let's see what we can do with box shadow. And then if we're already using box shadow, it makes things easier for condensing, honestly. So we're gonna go down 50 oh no, 0, down 50 pixels, right? And then we're gonna go 0 blur and 10 pixel expansion. All right, so we can change our downward movement, but let's get the left and right expansion 30. All right. So doing it that way, we only need to go down 20. I can cover it, but I can't cover this side. So either I do a smaller expansion, but if I move it over to the side, no matter what, it's gonna show up. So box shadow is not gonna work either. Huh. You know what will work? um, 2 box shadow insets. All right. Yeah, let's look at this. Let's do it this way. All right, we don't want, let's show this to 80. Nope. Let's increase our size to 50. And then we're gonna drop the size 70, 60. All right, that's what we want. Okay. Maybe I can't do it. No, we want this one to be 80. We're gonna make this if I do that, that's not gonna work. I have to have it full width for a box shadow inset to work. Do I have to think of another? Okay, do I do... Oh, that's not gonna work. I was thinking of insetting to get this white stripe here, and then insetting to bring up the bottom red part. But it has to be this shape to do that. I can't get this thing here. I don't want to make an extra element just for this. I wonder if... I guess this thing should be the extra element. And I wonder how would I make that? I'm really drawing a blank on this one. I mean, I can make all of these shapes separately. It's just we don't want to duplicate a lot of extra code. I guess I should just get it back on paper instead of just staring at it. Okay, so the inset idea won't work because we'll mask this side too. And there's no way to like selectively fill that back in. Even if we reduce things, yeah, we can't reduce things down that much. Just disappear because of the dimensions. To add an extra box shadow to try to like make a small box shadow to fill in, it just won't work. Alright, so what if this was an element and it box shadowed across? What if this thing's on top? And it's just a linear gradient. That could work. In which case, we can't box shadow down. Alright. Here's what I'm going to do. I have an idea. I think I'm going to reverse things. I'm going to get my left and right in order. Okay, so there's that. Let's just see what box shadow inset from the right. So we're going to go over like 30 pixels, 0. What does that look like? It's not the right shape. Now, if we make this taller, yeah, it's still not going to be the right shape, right? It's just not going to be the right curvature. If I move it down some, interesting. I wonder if I do it with an expansion. Okay, and we do 0 here, 10 there. That's just weird. That's mind-bending. So I don't think I'm going to get the right curvature up here with the box shadow inset. Good to know. Okay, let's not go that route. Take a breath. I think I need this pill shape to be the bottom layer. This can be a linear gradient or something to make it appear like it's two separate pieces. And or what if this was a conic gradient? We still had the border radius on this thing. No, that would just be straight up. We wouldn't see that curve. It wouldn't look right. Man, why? This shape with this shape are easy, but then without having to do just a whole random extra block down here, I think that's where I'm struggling the most. It's filling in that extra block. And maybe what I need to do is come back to this smaller shape, 118 and 90, and oh my goodness, I can't even type. Okay, so if we were to box shadow -30 and let's say -30. So, I mean, that works if it's this color. Okay, we got that. Great. This is not a good solution, but that works. I need those wings to work. I could box shadow underneath it, the red just over. I could get the left side, but I can't get the right side without getting everything. If I add in a whole nother paragraph tag, I have to take away border radius. The other idea would be to box shadow this shape down, right? And then use these box shadows to mask it, which is totally doable. And it would all be the same color. So here, box shadow, 0, 100 pixels, and it's going to be red. Oh, that was actually right. And then we're gonna go like -50 and 100. All right, let's go more. 80, 100, 110. Ugh, I don't like 110. This can be whatever, you know. It doesn't have to be anything specific. And then 110 by 160, you know, and put these on there. There might be something here because I can use the color property to get rid of all these, you know, hex codes here. We could have this in that mix and it wouldn't matter. Would it matter? It would matter. It would matter because if we just came down 100 with the red color, that's going to show up. Shoot. Can I hide that box shadow if I combine it into the same thing? You know, let's do that. Let's just throw all of these in right there. Get rid of that. And then let's look at this. So it's just this lower one. Now if we use the color property, that won't work. Because if I make them all red, then there's going to be a bunch of red things out here for the body. I could collapse it with font. 25 VW. I need a font value. 6.2, 12.5 CH. There it is. So let's come here. If we do 12.5 CH and we go, nope, wrong. That works. All right. Now, if we're already doing font and we're already eliminating something with box shadow, we're already using box shadow and font, then I can combine this background. I can drop this to a body and HTML. So let's remove this. Let's remove the paragraph. Let's start fixing this mess. We don't need this background anymore. Okay, think this through. I might have gone a little fast on that. What do we got going on? We don't have a paragraph, so we're just let's select the HTML. There's how we do it. Let's get our margins right. 60, 75, 50, Why is it uneven? It's because all the box shadows. Let's hide the box shadows. Okay, then we don't see anything. That's right. Okay, we need to do an expansion one. 0, 0, 0, 9M. And it's going to be beige color. This is going to take a minute. All right, there it is. Okay, I knew it was too high. 125, that's right. 70? 70. Okay, so it's in the right spot. We have our beige box shadow. We can just go inset 2-inch 0 and make it red, which is the same as putting in background red. Do I need 3-inch? I need 3-inch. Wow. Okay. And then if this becomes the body and this descends into the body, okay, we are almost there. 108. Ooh. 108. 98. Ooh, I like it. 100. Okay, this is starting to come together. Now, we don't have the wings on here, and I think that might be a layering thing. Let me see. That should be these two right here. Those two. Yeah, they should be happening. Let's move it around. And then that we have the... Oh, I see. Let's change the color on this. There it is. Okay, it's just too far. It's too far over. Okay. And we're going to change the color on all of these. So 1, 2, 4. So color has the E's in it, so I don't know if I will be able to take the pound sign out. We're going to check. Seems okay. All right, let's get rid of this. And that one, and that one, and that one. Nope, that was the wrong one. That one. They both start with E, so, you know, it's confusing. That one. I think there's one more that I have to put the beige color back on. And it is not that one. That one's just moving down, and then we get rid of it. Okay. It's this one. Okay. Done something wrong. So if the color is always red, okay, red, beige, big one. The red one's coloring the inside. We have this one going down. We want it to be red and then disappear. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So we get that bottom cross piece. Okay, so then these two are beige. Huh. I think what I want... Okay. I don't want to have 4 beige and then 2 red. Yeah, because I deleted too many. So these... I wish these colors were different hex codes so they didn't look quite exactly the same. And then this is 80. Oops. Comma. Hold on. Where'd they go? I thought I fixed this. Oh, I see why. They are occurring after this, so they need to be on top. There we go. Now we've got this. And we need to do the 110 still. The 110 actually holds true. And oops. Okay. And what was it? E3. I'm doing all sorts of stuff wrong. And now this one isn't showing up on the body. Why is it not showing up? Why is it getting covered? I know why it's getting covered. Again, it's the order. It's got to go on top of this one. And then it works. Okay. Did I just... Was it that one? That was the one I needed to move? And I'm just a mess. I don't think I've made this much better. I still got to figure out how I want to stack these colors, because I've got 4 of one and 3 of a different one. I think because background, this is going to save me, because background I have to do it is going to be the same number of characters as an inset. Let's just save our cognitive load here. Oh, I need to up. 9M isn't quite enough to get those corners. Of course. Alright. Whatever. It's an extra character. Okay, so that saves me one of them. 2, 3, 4. Alright. Yeah. We're just going to do this. And then what's going to happen is this one is red. And these can all go away. I don't think I even have to change the color. Okay. Cool. What's 160? That is 8, which is 40 VW. Oh, I forgot to select that one too. Alright, 30 pixels. Just at this point, I don't really care. I don't think this is going to be very good. But I spent more time than I meant to on this anyways, you know? I like finding a good solution, and I'd love to just puzzle this out, but I gotta be all done. 203 characters. Terrible. But it's okay. It was fun. That was a weird one. More curveballs than I expected. Alright, let's see if we can actually get 100% on that. And there we are. Alright. Hope you're having fun with this, and I'll catch you later.